To make this charm, grab your clay supplies and let's get started. I like to work on a tile. Grab a cookie cutter and your clay. I actually like to mix most of my types of clay with a softer clay. For this one, I'm going to use Sculpey 3. Clean your tile. Start by conditioning your clay. By the way, this takes ages. Once it's conditioned, if you don't have a rolling pin, start flattening it down on your tile, and then just grab it in your hands and start playing with it. Just add small bits of pressure with your finger and thumb. If you're conscious and want it thinner, grab a rolling pin, or if you have a pasta machine you can use that, but I find it too much faff. Cut the clay off of your board to make sure it's not stuck. Grab any excess clay and put it to the side. Roll it down again to make sure it's the same thickness throughout. You can actually use lolly sticks either side to make sure this happens. When cutting out, I like to use a bit of cling film. This gives the shape a nice little curvature to it. It doesn't need to be perfect because we can smooth out any lumps and bumps later. Go ahead and start pushing. Whip off your cling film and then just start tidying around the edges. Don't remove the excess clay just yet because you want to make sure that the shape is fully cut out. Grab your craft knife and start going around the edges, and this will make sure that when you remove the clay you won't have anything left. Do this bit carefully, and if bits are still joined you can hopefully be able to save it. Yay, a star! To get rid of any lumps and bumps from the cling film, you can actually just use your finger and start smoothing it over, or there are special clay tools you can use for this. To make a face, I've decided to use micro beads. To grab them out the pot, you can either use your fingers, or because I've got super long nails, I actually like to use a tool to help me. Pop your eyes where you want them on the charm. Pat them down so they're sitting in the clay nicely. Please put the lid on your micro beads, we don't want any disasters here. And there's your clay shape. Obviously it looks a little bit rough around the edges, but you can grab whatever tool you like. I like to use this ball roller because it makes the edges nice and smooth. You can also cut away bits of excess clay using a craft knife. And if you don't have any of these tools, lots of things in your house can come in handy. A cocktail stick, an earbud covered in cling film, all of these types of things will help you. Don't be afraid to pick up your tile and move it to help you. It doesn't matter if your edges aren't perfect because we are going to sand it after the clay has baked. Let's pop it in the oven. And we're back. It's stuck to the tile, which is great, which means you know that your clay is done. It's now nice and solid. You can see that there are a few wisps still around the edges, but don't worry because we're going to sand those. I've got an electric sander. If you don't have one, you can just grab a little bit of sandpaper from your DIY kit. Just make sure that you don't get the face of the clay, otherwise you'll have to start again. I actually got this sander off of Amazon. I can't remember how long ago, but it served me faithfully ever since. If you're going to make a charm, you need to put a hole in it. If you want to do this prior to baking, you can. I actually just prefer to do it afterwards, because then I know what kind of shape I'm working with if I've sanded too much off. This is a hand drill. It's super easy to use and you can get them off Amazon. Work out where you want your hole and then wedge the end of it into the palm of your hand and start twisting. You can see it's actually sitting nicely in the palm of my hand and I'm just using my fingers to twist and twist. And we're through. Yay! To take it out, don't forget to untwist or you might damage the clay. It's now ready for you to pop a jump ring or whatever charm that you want to pop it on. And there you go. Thanks so much for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll speak to you again soon.